If a good one here, like, subscribe, share, help promote and rank up my channel, all that stuff. So I've been covering cancel culture in relation to everything that happened on CW. In relation to Hartley Sawyer and his abrupt firing. And the way they came after every other white actor or actress on CW in the aftermath of that. And Danielle Panabaker was one of them. They really wanted to get her. They were really digging up dirt, trying to tie things together that just weren't there over fictional shipping, trying to say that she just continuously puts down Candace Patton, basically reading what they want out of it and into it. And you can't fault an actress for shipping community behavior either, because that's very toxic. The shipping communities are very toxic, but they were hell-bent on coming after Danielle Panabaker. They were hell-bent on coming after her after Hartley Sawyer got they wanted her. There were so many tweets that were just like, get rid of her now, she's racist and all that. So why did so here we are again. And this was put out yesterday, them coming after Danielle Panabaker again. Why did the Flash's Danielle Panabaker mass delete thousands of tweets? So she doesn't lose her job and livelihood because you guys are exaggerating anything and everything, calling it racist, bigoted behavior, and things from years ago when times were different and the culture was different. It wasn't as bad and extreme and communist as it is today, with all the censorship and blacklisting people over nonsense. But meanwhile, supporting people that want to go out, riot, loot, and do things that lead to the death of others, acting like that's just fine, that's just dandy, that there's nothing wrong with that. So it's been quite a year so far. Celebrities are being called out left and right for their racist, bigoted behavior, and that's hardly what I would call it. I mean, a few of them do have flat-out racist, bigoted behavior. Candace Patton herself posted a lot of stuff on her social media that could be flat-out called racist, bigoted behavior, but because of the color of her skin, it's okay. Nick Cannon flat out said a lot of racist stuff, and that's okay. He still got livelihood. He still got work. Anybody and everybody that wants to say anything that's overtly racist and harsh towards white people are dependent on your skin color. It's okay for you to be anti-Semitic and all that too. But that's where we are. Actors have been rightfully getting fired from their jobs. No, they've been wrongfully getting fired from their jobs over silly little things in this overtly sensitive culture that is today. That is a very, very small minority over on Twitter that has an extremely loud voice, and not to mention the mainstream media that supports them and backs their plays and bends the knee and caters to them. It's all very toxic. That's the real toxicity. But anyways, previously, toxic behavior is no longer considered acceptable. Not that it ever was, but Hollywood has long had a history of protecting the most powerful by punishing the most marginalized for speaking up by blacklisting them. It's kind of funny because that's actually what's going on right now with the whole BLM movement and all these big corporations coming out in support of them, and anybody that speaks out against them, well, they're a problem. They're problematic. So it's still going on today. Hollywood still has a history in present day of protecting the most powerful while punishing the most marginalized, and in this case, the most marginalized are actually the biggest majority. The white people are getting trashed left and right, and it's racist, and it's not being called out, and people are being given jobs based on their skin color. They're being given privilege based on their skin color. Well, saying white people have the privilege, but it's really black people and minority groups and LGBT and all that stuff. They got all the power and privilege now, acting like they're so oppressed when they weren't at all in the first place. In fact, Hollywood has been doing this whole diversity matters, this whole LGBT thing. Video games in every avenue of the entertainment industry has been bending the knee and catering to these people, giving them privilege and power. Why? Oh, it's just crazy. Now, Arrowverse actors, producers, and creatives are typically not on the radar of most people. They're not as big in name or clout, but they virtue signal all the time, and they're doubling down in light of everything. They are doubling down. But that doesn't mean many of them don't have their own share of problematic behavior ranging from racism, sexism, harassment, and so on. Executive producer Andrew Kreisberg was ultimately fired after several writers came forward with claims of sexual harassment and wildly inappropriate behavior. Hardly Sawyer was recently fired from The Flash for racist, sexist, and homophobic tweets. It's a bit of a stretch, okay, because in order, they actually have to have hate, and it actually has to be coming from a hateful place. It's jokes, man. It's jokes, and they're jokes from a different time, and people are so stupid these days, and God, society has just gone really downhill, man. Tweets, while Stephen Amell, despite his arguments to the country, also has a history of racist behavior. Why? Because he supports the police. So, into the flashes. Danielle Panabaker, the actress, has been consistently active on social media for years, constantly posting to Instagram and Twitter, engaging with fans, live tweeting the show when it aired. However, at the end of June, Panabaker began mass deleting tweets, dumping around 7,000 tweets and taking her from 7.8K to 398. Since then, that number has gone down even more. So they're showing here a graph showing how many tweets she's been deleting, and who can blame her? Okay, because they'll read anything into anything and make stuff up that's not even there. They'll draw their own connections, their own conclusions, and they have such a loud voice, a loud, unreasonable voice, that people just bend the knee to them without question, without argument, without fighting. And it's completely ridiculous. Naturally, when celebrities start deleting thousands of tweets, it's suspicious as F. Sawyer didn't delete his tweets until right before he was fired, but the damage was done. Yeah, naturally, when people start deleting tweets, it's suspicious. But nobody says nothing about those that delete tweets as long as they're on what Hollywood, cancel culture, Twitter, and a lot of the fake news mainstream media deem as the correct side of political alignment. As long as nobody questions them, they just let them give a free pass. I mean, look how disgusting and James Gunn's stuff war, but he's still hireable, he's still working, he's still with Disney, he's even with DCEU, he's on both sides of the field. And his stuff, he had direct connections to like pedophiles and sex offenders and all that, and even photos of him at Catch a Predator party while saying some really disgusting stuff, but now it's all about being on the right side of the narrative. So it says, is she trying to scrub her social media history clean after being called out by fans for years of well-documented microaggressions? And this is where they're talking about the shipping community, where they're trying to insist that she was all antagonistic and stuff to award Candace Patton, who actually posted some very racist-looking stuff on her own social media, but because she's black and there's no such thing as racism towards whites, it's okay. So well-documented microaggressions towards her black co-star, as well as for her complete silence at the height of the Black Lives Matter protest. It's unclear, but it's shady as hell. Oh, it's shady as hell that she didn't come out in support of BLM, because everybody has to by default. Yeah, even though BLM is a terroristic group that's going around hurting more black lives than they are helping them, resulting in the death of more black lives than I mean, George Floyd was one man, and there's not a lot of black people that actually get killed in police brutality over the years. I mean, over the course of a year, but there's actually more black people being harmed now by the black community, and there always is, than there are by police. Not that that should be overlooked or anything, but white people get white people have a higher body count with unarmed police uh, situations than black people, and you can say, oh, but they're the minority. Yeah, they're also the minority that commits the highest amount of crime. So let's just move on. And black on black crime is higher than any other. So, anyways, as well and it goes on to fully paint a picture as to why her mass deleting thousands of tweets is side-eye worthy. We have to go back just a bit further to start. Panabaker is, to put it plainly, a white feminist. She has ignored and erased Candace Patton and the Flash character, the actress' contributions to Authority, the female-focused organization she co-founded, as well as enabling racist fans for years. In short, Panabaker's feminist is a performative and not intersectional in the least. So an ally to the Black Lives Matter movement, she definitely is not either, and that's been made most clear over the last couple of months of social media silence. It all started on May 28th. And it just goes on to act like she's such a bad person because she didn't come out and support. She didn't come out and support that. Oh, she supposedly got microaggressions. So I mean, they're still trying to get her. They're still trying to get her. Anybody that likes Danielle Panabaker, Killer Frost, her character on The Flash and all that, well, know this, that woke crowd that you probably stand with, I think is a good idea. They are actively destroying anything you might enjoy, any kind of entertainment or anything. And this is just part of the evidence. Shortly after, Supergirl alum Chris Wood tweeted saying, if you are posting ads instead of activism right now, you are wrong. It definitely seemed like a dig at Panabaker. If there was any doubt that Wood has been subtweeting Panabaker, it was cleared up shortly after when the actress quickly tried to turn things around and save her dignity. I nearly got whiplash. So, you know, they really, I'm not going to read all this, but they act like she's such a horrible person and all this because she does not support Black Lives Matter or has not came out in support of it or did not immediately come out in support of it. And it just goes on and on. This type of stuff is ridiculous, old, and disgusting, and it needs to stop right now. All these people trying to destroy other people, and you know why they're doing this? Because she's white. She's white. She's a problem. She's white. She's got to be made. She's got to be villainized for the color of her skin. She's got to be villainized for the color of her skin because she's white and we can't have that. So, I've really got nothing else to say on this subject. I don't care that she deleted mass tweets. Good for her. That's the smart move to do with the way everybody's losing their jobs over nothing. Over nothing. Meanwhile, other people who are really disgusting individuals are getting work all the time. All they have to do is virtue signal all day and night. And it's just gone. Faye Goodwin here. Comment down below. Stand with Danielle Panabaker. If you like her character or whatever, show your support and defense of her because they just want her gone. They want her gone. If you enjoy The Flash, if you enjoy her character on The Flash and you think it already sucks enough that Hartley Sawyer is gone, well, they're trying to get rid of her next. How many characters by the time The Flash gets how long before they just decide that they need to race change Wally West to replace Grant Gustin because he's white, and the Flash needs. Anyways, fake good win here. Eventually we will. Like, subscribe, share, stay awesome, rock on.